All right, goalies, Keaton here. So let's break down the RVH, the infamous post lanes. A lot of people discussed it online, and a lot of people are drawing this general borderline, saying when the puck is below it, it's good to get into it. When the puck is above it, would not recommend. So couldn't agree more. Love that there's this general situational IQ stuff going online or going on online just to help young goalies, old goalies alike make better decisions and being somewhat more calculated in how we approach the game. So that's what I'm going to generally talk to here is one, let's say the situational awareness is going to be based off of three things. So first one is the angle. Two is the general proximity of the puck. If the puck is further away compared to closer. And three, the main threats. So the main general scoring threats. Is it a direct shot that is a main threat, or is it a pass or a low net play in tight that is a main threat? So let's break down all of those three. First off, the angle, we can see right now that the width is fairly skinny for the player to put the puck in. So again, us getting into a post lane is a very efficient way of covering this small amount of width of space. But if we get into the post lane too early and the puck is out here, there is more height for this player to work with. So it is easier for this player to shoot the puck to the top portion of the net, because when the puck is further out, there is more time and space for that puck to rise. When the puck is more in tight, there's less available time and space for that puck to go to the top portion of the net, especially if the goalie's shoulders are on a proper angle. Okay, so let's say that deals with the first two. So we talked about the general width, the angle of the available space, and let's say the height, trajectory, the available top portion of the net. And then now let's discuss the main threats. So let's say if this guy has the puck generally to this space and he is potentially moving his feet net front and or standing still, and there are some pass options in front, we would like to get into that post lane, that RVH, because it is much easier to transition into a butterfly slide. Any in tight situations here would deal with us dropping into a butterfly to cover the majority of the lower portion of the net and the middle of the net. So getting into a post lane when this guy is closer to our net and the main threats are the pass options, or him being able to do a low net jam play or a wraparound, us getting into a post lane is very effective to deal with that situation. If the guy has the puck more to the outside of the wall or closer to the wall, sorry, and let's say his main pass options are higher, us maybe getting on the inside of the post is very effective, because again, there's not a ton of time and space that this guy has to shoot because he's at a standstill position, and the main pass options are higher. So we could get to the inside of the post here, but again, we're probably going to be holding our feet because the main pass options are higher. Now, if this guy, and this is the difference, or these are the different little nuances here, if this guy is, let's say, driving into this space, maybe avoiding a defender, we have to make a decision. Are we going to hold an overlap? And I'm sorry I did talk to that, but we'll have a separate video on an overlap, when to hold an overlap with that foot to the outside of that right post, or when to get into a post lane. If there is a threat of a direct shot, we want to be able to hold on to our current position, maintain our ready state, and then maintain obviously being centered and squared to that main threat. If let's say we deem that as not being a threat, let's say that guy takes the puck further, so let's say that's the defender and the guy pushes the puck or pushes the defender further to the wall. Currently, when that guy is making that transition through this space, he does not have the ability to shoot. So if we deem that as being a low threat in this situation because he does not have the body posture or the overall awareness or ability, sorry, to push that puck net front right away, we could go from that overlap position to the inside of the post in a post lane, and again be in a much better position to deal with any net front pass or jam play. So I hope that makes sense there. Again, we talked about the angles, we talked about the proximity, and we talked about the main threats. Now, again, you as a goalie that may be slightly smaller in stature I would recommend getting to the inside of the post when the puck is generally to this space, but maybe holding your feet if you feel like it's a more efficient way for you to be able to butterfly slide net front, and or if you feel like the pass options are higher and you believe you can get to those pass options on your feet. Again, a goalie like Soros would play this slightly different than a goalie like Hellebuck. You can, again, and this is the nuances of it, and I don't want to demonize any decision. You can get into the post lean when the puck is out here if you deem that the main threat options are in tight and you feel like you have a good amount of coverage up high, and or you have the hands slightly more available, so if that guy were to shoot high, you have that space covered. So I would say, again, any decision is okay as long as you understand that there are pros and cons of both, and you have to have that situational awareness to deal with those nuances. Some of the common mistakes here are, let's say, getting into that post lean too early, and let's say the guy has the puck to the outside of that borderline, but let's say he's a righty, and his body is to that inside of that borderline. We may get caught, like a lot of us do, pro or amateur, get caught following the body, being ahead of that guy pushing the puck, or being ahead of the puck's movement, and we may seal that post too early and leave somewhat of that far side space available. All right, so that is a threat. We may get caught in transition. So let's say that guy may be shooting while we're transitioning into that post lane. That is also one of those cons. And or we're getting into that post lane in a very awkward way and just maybe being on a bad angle. Let's say we're holding this 90-degree angle. Because of that, let's say there's sometimes more space to the inside of the post, and or being able to deal with a net front pass when you're sealing improperly will be tough. So those are the general risks there, but I hope this makes sense. I hope this demystifies when to get into the post lane, when not to. Again, looking at it three different ways. One, the angle. Two, the proximity of the puck. And three, the main threats. Is the main threat a net front pass or a low jam play that you would butterfly slide to? Or is the main threat a direct shot? So we need to make sure we're taking into account all three of these details. I hope this makes sense, guys. In a video, I will break down how to mechanically get into the post lean in the most effective way possible. Hope this all makes sense, guys. Hope this finds you well.